another bag of just straight selenium salt, and then we're switching it up with new mineral. Right, kiddo? Yeah. You got simmy ears, that's for sure. So, as you saw before, it was kind of flopping in that way. And we just thought, okay, could we possibly kick the bottom out? Hey, welcome back to Ohrmundt Simmentals. All right. It is an awesome Monday afternoon. As in, it's like 60 frickin' degrees. It's sunny. It is really nice out. So this past weekend we did get the barn clean, but there was still so much moisture in here. We're gonna need to bed this pretty darn soon. But very early this morning, like 12 o'clock, well, it was about 1 o'clock this morning. We had to pen little CF10 up. And I'm gonna have to get her some bedding too. Yeah, I'm just trying to I'm trying to record your kiddo. She's kind of a pistol, but she had a pretty darn nice moneymaker bull calf. He's probably about 90 pounds, which is about 10 pounds below her average. So yeah, that was about 12:30 this morning. 12:30, 1 o'clock, I switched them around, and photos now back in pen 2. For some reason, Dad doesn't like the money stripe. Doesn't understand the concept. And we got the little lady from the other day. She's doing really well. So, all right. So on the dock for this week, really, it's more calves. Photos like 4 days overdue, which again isn't a huge deal. She still just makes me nervous. But more calves this week, and then we're gonna, now that we're into daylight savings time, which is where I think we should stay, my personal opinion only, I like daylight savings time. I like having more sun, more daylight at the end of the day. I don't really care if it's light out at 7:30 in the morning most of the time. All right, loafing shed guys need a bale today, and since we've now have a lot of mud, this yard does obviously have a lot of mud. We try and give them some high grounds and stuff like that, but what Dad's gonna do right now is there's one spot up here where it's probably the highest ground out here, and we'll bed this more when we put our creep panel up. So I'll go in and check the calves, but we like to keep this area bedded decent so the cows have a good place to lay. And I'll come in and check these guys out. Our 2 kingpins. Just make sure everybody's doing good. Here's our first one. It's our essential heifer. Bold ruler is Jeff. Right, Jeff, huh? Right, buddy? Yeah, your mom's doing a good job. And then there's this guy, I think this is 10, right? I think that's our other bold ruler. Oh no, that's our moneymaker. They look very, very similar. Yeah, see, he's out there. And yeah, in probably about a week, we're gonna be kicking a couple more. We'll be kicking a couple more pairs out. That's when we'll put the panels up, and then we'll come up here with our own, with its own stock bale or straw bale. And this is kind of like if we want to feed a little extra hay, sometimes we'll feed that out in piles as kind of, here, eat half, sleep on half. All right, just running water in the barn. Actually running a little out of time. Got to run down on mom and dad's and help mom with something. But just a little update on little Nala here. So she's been drug-free for a week now, give or take. I looked up the exact time when we started, and then I can figure out our last day from there. But right now she's actually being kind of lazy and leaning up against the wall here. But her appetite is really good. It always has been. The only thing she does is she knocks over her water tank all the time. I would say she's probably in that category of making slow, very slow, steady progress. She's got at least 5 more weeks until we have to make any real harsh decisions on what we want to do with her. All right, it is Tuesday afternoon, and it's awfully breezy today. I should really scope out the crowd out here first. I can look at the guys north of the border pretty decently. It's really these girls out by the feeder that I can't really see all that well. The solar camera actually works pretty decent, but we did have another calf today, and seems like this week we have kind of been, at least the last few days, filtering through our crotchy ladies, because YC913 had hers today. I see you, Mom. Right there. Yeah. There she is. Little heifer. Well, not that little, but nice heifer calf. Very spunky. And that's our first factor calf. But tonight, we got to do another big moving around. And it's going to kind of stink. But we need to sort out our last butcher steer. So what that means, as 10 shakes her head at me, is 10 right here needs to come to the back. We need to tag her calf, and these two are going to hang out back here. Then we have to decide what we want to do with 913. I'm thinking she'll go right in here. And then basically, when it's all said and done, Photo will be right back where she's at. Just the nature of where everybody is. The cows that are still north of the border that are getting close to calving, we're going to cross our fingers that nobody has a calf tonight out there, because the steer will be in the only available pen. And if we have a calf, we're kind of screwed, is really what it comes down to. All right, cows are fed and checked over, and crossing my fingers that there's 2 in there, I think. One for sure, that if she can make it to tomorrow night, I'll bring her in. But we just don't have the room right now. Tomorrow, fine. Today, not so fine. All right, water time in the barn. So, sorry, not able to record a lot of that, or basically any of it. But it is pretty tough for me to set up, because we do need to keep moving and accomplish things. But yeah, just getting water here. 10 is back here. 10's calf. The closer I got to him, the bigger he got. But we threw him on the scale, he's 93 pounds. So honestly, out of her, who has had 110 pound calves before, yeah, and for a bull, not bad at all. He will be one that will DNA test. We'll obviously see how he develops over the summer, and obviously I don't even know how many bulls I have right now, but I have more than we want. And then we've got our little bold ruler steer, and I don't know if he'll be able to, he'll let me, he flipped his ear tag the other day, but I don't think that's a big deal. I know he's a 301. I can look him up. So he is set, ready to go for tomorrow morning. Hey, how's it going? All right, it is Wednesday afternoon. It's a little breezy, and honestly, the weather today and pretty much until like Monday kind of sucks. Like snow every other day. They're talking multiple inches of snow. This morning we loaded up our last steer, and we did luck out. Nobody calved overnight and screwed us over in that department. Used our new method, kind of backing up to those 2x, and honestly, he loaded perfect. Went right on, no issues. Dad was able to beat the kind of the cruddy weather this morning. It did snow some, but everything went pretty darn decent. So that was the last butcher steer, and we don't have to pick him up because he's going in 2 halves, and those halves will get picked up by those customers. So that's nice for us. All right, I did grab GL 313. She's one of our True Justice girls. She'll be a second calver this year. The little red calf from yesterday, she's doing awesome. Photo is doing photo things, which is nothing. Nala's actually doing pretty good. All right, so we're out filling up the mineral feeder. We got another bag of just straight selenium salt, and then we're switching it up with new mineral. We're going with the Purina all-purpose cattle mineral. So this is another one that Tractor Supply carries all the time. Comparing it to the NutriBeef, I like the formulation a little bit better. It definitely has a lot more selenium in it naturally, and it is closer, not quite the same, but it is closer to the Wind and Rain, and honestly it looks similar to the Wind and Rain. Like, it's not quite the same, but it does have larger particles. But I know there's other technologies in that Wind and Rain that give it its, you know, water repellent capabilities, I guess. So we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna try this. It's a few bucks more. I think it's like $5 more a bag, but I think it definitely has more. It has the same kind of consumption rate. It's about 2 to 4 ounces per head per day. But like I said, it has more selenium, more magnesium. It has more of the vitamins in it. So here's a quick shot. The calcium and the phosphorus are about in the same realm, same area. This does have cobalt, it does have copper. I believe this does have iodine too versus the other one. But the A, D, and E, I think this one is like at least has like 2 or 3 times more of those for a few bucks more. Still got a really good product. Still potentially going to use the NutriBeef, especially the fly control during the summertime, but that might be an additive to this. Not sure yet. Don't know, because Tractor Supply also does carry a Clarifly I believe it is an additive that would give me my potentially give me my fly control. I got to look into it. It was on the shelf, got to look at it. So we're gonna rock this for a while, and hopefully this helps our issue. These guys are all doing really, really well. That little Gibbs Essential heifer, she is solid. So she's a Gibbs Essential out of a Bold Ruler, State of War, all around. So that's, yeah. So mom is a Bold Ruler, State of War, all around. Right? Yeah. 99% sure. Yes, confirmed. I knew the Bold Ruler State of War. I just had to double check that it went back to all around. So these guys all doing really, really well. Jeff doing really good. Again, he's like, what, 2 weeks old? You can't even tell that he had any kind of like slow down or nothing. He's a little more chill than everybody, but that's probably just his temperament. So there is a mosh pit going on in the corner here. The one thing I had been kind of slacking with these guys is getting them some mineral, making sure that they've got something. And I will continue and always will say that everything has a purpose. Whether it's a lick tub, it's a loose mineral, it's a block mineral. Because right now, these guys, I have a lick tub that I'm using for my mineral tub, and they're getting a selenium block, selenium salt block, and then they're getting an all-purpose mineral block. Reason for that is, one, the nice thing about blocks is they are very good with weather. Could I get another one of those covered feeders, mineral feeders? Absolutely. Do I have one right now? No, I don't. So, a couple blocks, a tub, they'll be okay. And they don't have far to go. They can lick on it all freaking day long. I don't care. And this little girl is doing really, really well. She has been on all 4 quarters on mom, which that's actually a feat. Yeah, she's very, very perky, very spunky. Aren't you, kiddo? But if she was black, I'd consider her as a replacement. Like, since we started with full bloods, I want my purebreds to be black, preferably black with a blaze or some kind of chrome. And I want our reds to be flex, because if Dad's gonna let me have any red animals, he's only gonna let me have the bare minimum flex, I'm sure, unless they're really good. So if they're red, I want them to be flex. So, but if somebody wants a really nice replacement heifer, she will probably turn out to be a really nice replacement heifer. Right, kiddo? Yeah. You got simmy ears, that's for sure. And I was actually just watching, because I do watch Farmer Tyler Ranch. That's one that I watch. I like his channel. He was noting one of his calves had like really big ears, and he thought it was coming from his bull rivet from that Simmental line. And he said, like, he was comparing those ears to like the ears on one of his like basically purebred Angus full-grown cows, and they were much bigger. Now, one thing I do like, other than the fact that they're just big, good old Dumbo ears, like this is GL313 that I just brought in. I love big old simmy ears like that. Big old puffy, big old ears. Now, some things that I've read about a little bit bigger ears is that it does help prevent pink eye a little bit. And I know that's one thing that Farmer Tyler Ranch runs into a little bit. And it's still like, you know, there's tons of other factors with pink eye, whether you vaccinate for it or you don't, or the types of forages and hays and stuff like that you feed. But if you're just talking about helping prevent it from a like fly control issue, I do like, that is one reason I do like the simmies. And we have very, very little pink eye. I think like once every 5 years, maybe we get a case of pink eye. or something even remotely resembling pink eye. And I do think it has something to do with the fact that they got a little bit bigger ears and they're able to flap and help control those flies a little bit better. So, something to think about. All right, Thursday afternoon. We are going to have to do a lot of bedding today. And today is also going to be kind of a little bit of calm before the storm. Tonight, they're talking we're supposed to get like anywhere from 3 to 5 inches. And then possibly between Saturday, Sunday into Monday, they're talking we're supposed to get, we potentially could get like a foot of snow, which I don't like that at all. I guess as long as I'm out here, I'm gonna check out the mineral feeder, because I did put that Purina all-purpose mineral in there the other day. Yeah, I mean, I put like half in that one, half in here, so they get it. They got at it a little bit, which to be expected. Something new, something different. Now that is a good looking pair. I know Cora May. And Cora May ended up with a pretty darn nice bag, but that is a nice little kingpin heifer, and she is doing really well. Honestly, the two smallest heifers, like this little essential heifer down here out of the Bold Ruler, I thought she was just going to be a pune. She is solid. She is pretty solid. Okay, real quick, I wanted to check. Yeah, they spent a little time around the bucket here. But yeah, they got at it pretty good. And honestly, they now made it tip over proof. Unfortunately, probably in the next day, if not even today, we're gonna end up setting up our little creep panel, so that bucket will actually have to move somewhere. I'm not sure yet. All right, happy Friday. I'm just gonna say happy Friday just because it's still Friday. As you can see, we have a lot of snow. We got about, it's probably only like 4 inches now, but we got about 6 inches of snow last night. It's kind of windy. We do have a casualty over there. I don't know what we're gonna do with that yet. I don't even want to go look at it, to be honest. I'm gonna try and do some snow plowing. If I can get my four-wheeler started. This is some pretty darn heavy wet snow. All right, as done as I want to be with the four-wheeler, now I'm gonna throw the bucket on and start cleaning up the end of my driveway. A little bit in my yard, end of lane. I gotta go down. I'm gonna go clean out Mom and Dad's driveway right away too. So at least it's not cold. It's breezy, but it's not cold. All right, so we actually got the door. It actually popped off the hinge. So as you saw before, it was kind of flopping in that way, and we just thought, okay, could we possibly kick the bottom out, do something? But when we did that, it did actually start to, well, actually I was pushing from the inside, and when it rotated, it popped off. And I know it's probably super hard to see and you can't see, but there's the sprocket that it rides on, and then underneath there's a little J hook that kind of helps capture it. The only bad part now is that track up there is bent all to heck, and there's a splice right there. So right now we're just trying to get this so it's like safe and not gonna hit anything. I don't care if it hits the side of the barn or the silo or honestly gets wrecked, but so we're just trying to shove it that way. If we could get it to tip over and then let it just lay there, that's fine, and it'll turn into a spring project. So unfortunately, all right, so we got it in a controlled down. We were able to roll it, tip it, and then put some 2x6s at an angle, and then I put some screws in the top to help secure it. So hopefully it doesn't blow around and wreck anything else. And all right, we're ending in the garage because I needed to unplug the four-wheeler. I put the battery charger on it because I don't think the battery, and it really wasn't an issue. I didn't really have an issue. I thought I was going to have an issue, like it was draining way more than it really was. And I put it on, and it's like it hardly had to charge anything. So I just want to make sure it was unplugged. So not looking forward to this weekend. I actually do have off on Monday. They actually said because of the storm and the amount of snow, they know like tons of schools are going to be closed. It's still supposed to be technically snowing in the morning. They called for a snow emergency, which essentially means you can't park on the road. So they said the facility will be closed. So that's kind of nice, but it'll be spent plowing. All right, it is Friday. It is the end of the day. I've already done enough for one day. So we're going to call this the end of the video. I hope you guys liked the video. Please, on your way out, hit that thumbs up button. Help support the channel. And of course, you got any questions, leave them in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe. It's totally free. I ain't asking for nothing. Just ask for a little support. Hit that subscribe button. Follow along for more. And as always, thanks for coming along.